Welcome to Soon Product Development, where we help brands elevate from start to finish. Today, we have a brand that needs no introduction, and that is the one and only Alo Yoga. In 2023, I've seen a lot more of them than Lululemon.
I would agree.
And, to be honest, like Lululemon for so many years, I would say for a decade, has served as the benchmark in athleisure wear in the mainstream market. But I think like people are starting to realize that the prices are just fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, Alo prices are pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like Alo Yoga, you're right. Like Alo Yoga definitely is that same price point, maybe sometimes a little bit less. But I do feel like Alo Yoga is more fashion forward.
Yeah, they're more trendsetter.
Yeah, I
Whereas
mean,
like Lululemon is really just like have stuck to the basics and done really well with it. Also, from top to bottom, they're kind of like an Amazon in a way, where like everyone expects the warranties to be for years on products, and so they really set the standard there.
yeah.
We're
I
talking
really,
about Alo today.
I really do think the reason why we're comparing Alo Yoga to Lululemon is just because they are one of the biggest, Lululemon is one of the biggest mainstream retail brands in the athleisure space. They are obviously the ones that set the benchmark, but I think Alo Yoga is matching the retail space. They were just, I think, e-com for such a long time, but I think in Houston, we just got our first location, and we actually went shopping there. You'll see very soon. But I think they are coming after Lululemon, and to be honest, I'm here for it.
Yeah, their store was amazing.
So let's do what we normally do, and let's start with breaking down the website, choosing an outfit, and then breaking it down.
Let's do it.
All right, so we have Alo Yoga. Dakota, you do your magic. Let me know what you think, and let's break it down.
All right, first I'm going to break down the fact that I really like the simplicity of their banner. They just have two pictures kind of flowing through. Then they have this really nice, like, I guess, like nature background, like different than just a straight on white, which you don't see too many of, or it's really all over the place. So
Yeah, you can definitely tell they went a little bit, they're trying to really be high fashion with their athleisure, posing in the snow. They're definitely putting a lot more effort and emphasis on the marketing piece to me rather than Lululemon, who's kind of like starting to look like Banana Republic or maybe vice versa in terms of the marketing pieces. They're going out in the snow, they have Jimmy Butler, like they're really trying to hit that lifestyle approach, which is dope. And I noticed they're only doing browns and blacks.
I love that. Yeah, I love that simple tone of it, but then their pieces of, like how they accentuate all of their products and stuff like that is very texturalized.
Yeah, in 2023, it was just centered around nudes and blacks. And I think this year, obviously, we'll start to see a transition into the sage route. But they have captured, I think, the market very well with this color.
Yeah, I agree. And the flow of their homepage, I mean, they really have like one of everything. They definitely, I mean, we saw it in store too, where they sell the wellness and recovery and like workout equipment and stuff like that. So, they have all of that here, but it's not so much in your face. Like everything definitely flows together. But I think one thing that I've noticed while doing this, comparing them to Lululemon, is that they are definitely more after that trend-setting fast fashion, in a sense where they're trying to be ahead of the game there, but while doing it in a more simplistic way. So that's where like those neutral tones come in and stuff like that, where it's like they're not doing huge pops of color or whatever. They want things to be able to last a while, but they're doing it in pieces that are popular right now.
Yeah, what's really cool is obviously you have your landing page in the beginning, maybe the main pieces of collections, and then they start to not overtake the entire screen when it comes to the campaign photos, because I feel like if you start to do that for all of the photos, it's going to be quite overwhelming, just because they have so much going on, so many images in the actual like grand scheme of things. But I think it's done very well. Personally, it's a little too many photos. It's like very like Macy's-like, but the high quality athleisure images are definitely cleaner, so that helps to it. Gearing towards what we were saying about Alo Yoga, going a little bit more high fashion, they have a blazer. You know, this is not something that you would normally see at like a Lululemon, for example. So they're very much trying to go in this athleisure, high class type of route. But, you know, if you want to go grab a Starbucks, you know, you could wear the blazer with these yoga biker shorts underneath and then hit the yoga studio right after.
They're almost like a Zara meets Lululemon in like present day.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
with
That's a great comparison.
But
And
I think they did a really great job on their website. All of their product photos are really clean, whether it's on a plain white background or, you know, on a scenic view somewhere. It's still very clean. You can tell what the photo is about and what it's showcasing. So I really appreciate that.
dope. I really love the website. It's just, and then they have this like for winter stuff. They have like a warmth guide. Really cool. I've never really seen that before. But yeah, that's the website. Overall, I think it's like a 7 out of 10. What would you rate it?
Yeah, I would say a 7 to 8. It's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get some outfits and then break down the products and see what we think of them.
Okay, so we had to immediately leave Alo because it's far too expensive, and I could have spent like $1 million there. But we secured a bag, and we're leaving to go break it down. And we'll tell you more when we get back to the office.
All right, so I couldn't make it to Alo Yoga. I let Austin and Dakota kind of choose the fit for me, but I feel like they know my style. So hopefully it fits, and hopefully we like the pieces. So let's see what we got. First off, how much did you spend?
I really wanted to spend $4,000, but today we only spent $710.
Yeah, so we spent $710, and we have an outfit for each of us, and then another product for a later date. So we're excited to unveil this. Let's get to it.
Technically, we took out a loan of these products, but we're gonna show you what we got. Daniel's a huge fan of cargos, so I'm gonna let him break these down. These cargo, they're called Co-Pant joggers in the color gravel.
These pants are really nice. This feels exactly like one of my brands. Maybe Alo Yoga copied my brand, but just kidding. So this is a stretch woven right off the bat. You can tell it has a great vertical stretch. It has a great horizontal stretch, so it has a lot of give. And I would say this is right around like 140 GSM woven nylon elastane. So it has this wrinkled look, which again, I absolutely love just because it just gives a different texture to the fabric. And then the overall piece of the garment just looks cooler when it's like a wrinkled effect, right? The whole piece. And sometimes if you don't fold your clothes, then it hides that too, so that's good. These pants have a lot of different panels. It looks like 11 different panels for these pants, which is awesome because how do you elevate a pair of joggers with just a certain material, right? They could have easily just used this material, had some regular pockets, and that's it, and there's nothing really to it. But since they're charging $138, they better be doing something cool with these pants. So they have 11 different panels. Awesome. They have knee panels, they have pocket panels, even though you can tell that this panel doesn't really serve a purpose exterior-wise, but I think just, again, adding to this appeal and the detailed effect of this garment, Alo Yoga did an amazing job. The trims, very simple. It is, just branded nylon zippers. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't think this garment is too special, but I do appreciate everything that they're trying to do. The ribbing is very soft. It's very stretchy. That's
The whole
probably
garment is really soft, honestly.
Yeah,
And I like the hand feel of it. So we were talking about this earlier, as like different colors have different hand feels as well. So the ones that's similar to your brand is a black, so it makes it feel a little bit more like starchy and like straight and rough. So I like that these feel like a jogger, but they look more like a cargo. So I thought that was cool.
I would probably wear these with like a white sneaker, and it would just give like, it has this like rugged feel, but because it's not a cargo pant, it gives more of a gentleman's like look to it. Like you can wear this with a form-fitting t-shirt, tuck it in, or you can wear it with an oversized tee, and it just has so much appeal to it. So a made in China garment, right? Just nothing special. You would just think that this piece would be made in China, which there's nothing bad about that. It's just like it adds to maybe the affordability factor of the labor. So I would probably say this fabric is right around like $10. The trims maybe $1 to $2, pretty standard, and then the labor maybe like $8 to $10. So on the high side, I would say maybe these pants are $22, and they charge $138. So it's Alo Yoga, right? You have a premium price point when you're dealing with it. So is it worth it? You know, that's all in your own perception. But for
Is
me,
it worth it?
I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't pay $138.
How much would you pay?
I'd probably pay like $80 for these. Like
Is that how much
85.
you're gonna charge for your brand?
My brand is 76, and they're cargos. So my brand,
Subtle plug.
yeah, Subtle Plug uses the exact same stretch woven nylon. When I say exact same, I mean literally exact same. And this is a brand new piece from Alo Yoga, so maybe I'm ahead of them. But yeah, I mean, like I said, nothing crazy, right? What do you think?
I like it. I definitely wouldn't pay $138. I wouldn't pay anything that we purchased for whatever we got. But yeah, I love the hand feel of it. I love the texture of it. The fit, I'm curious to see because it doesn't have drawstrings. So I feel like that's a piece that's kind of missing just to at least accentuate the garment. So other than that, I'm going to let you.
All right, so the next product for the men's side, which I will be trying on, is the Double Take T-shirt. Now, the first time I felt this fabric, I was like, wow, this is really different. I just thought it was maybe like a cotton polyester, but I was wrong. This is a cotton modal elastane with the twist. This fabric, it feels thicker from the initial jump, right? You're kind of like, oh, this is just a thicker fabric. But if you break it down internally, there's a light terry layer that is sewn on top of the cotton modal elastane, this giving it different kind of like a feel to it, but it also adds a different texture to it. Like if I lay this piece down and I just look at it from the actual like opening of the neck, you can tell there's two different fabrics. And so just kind of looking at that can give you this appreciation of this t-shirt. Now this t-shirt is $78. Let's break this down and see if we think it's worth it. So the cotton modal elastane is probably right around like 180 to 200 GSM, but with the terry that they've kind of added on top, it makes it an additional, I would say 50 to 60 GSM. So right around like 240 to 260 GSM, which is very thick. It's, I would say like right around $5 to $6 for this material. And honestly, the construction is pretty simple. It's a top stitch everywhere. Everything is very straight to the point. They have a branding piece that is a sewn in woven label or woven tag that just says Alo. So I'm not a fan of that. I just think it's kind of tacky, but that's not what I like. I just like heat transfer, or I like embroidery, or maybe just a silkscreen print of the actual logo. But I think overall this t-shirt is like $9 to $10. So $78, personally, I would have just paid like 40 to 50. I think that's a strong range.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, yeah, like I said, I would pay 50, like max. I'm a huge fan of heavyweight tees.
Yeah.
So like anything over 200 GSM is usually what I'm gonna go for. But I really love that even though this is around 240 to 260, because of this multi-layer that they have here and the terry underneath, it doesn't feel like as heavy or like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it feels like it won't stick to you because terry isn't like that. So it gives it that kind of like airier feeling underneath, because on top it's like this very, very soft, almost like a light fleece kind of feel to it. I will say that I agree that this is like an easy way out for how much they're charging for the garment. I would do something kind of like how they made this seam here super special, where they like debossed their logo into it.
The neck binding is really cool. It just adds another flavor
Yeah,
to it.
I would have done like a black heat transfer here as like
Yeah.
their logo. If you're
Yeah.
gonna do a subtle branding piece like that, I don't know, like the square just doesn't even feel nice or anything. But I do love, it's a slight drop shoulder,
Yeah, I'm definitely
piece.
interested to see
But
how
it's
it's
not
gonna
super oversized, but it does look like it's gonna be like kind of a boxy, airier fit. So I'm very excited to see what it looks like on you and to pair it with those pants.
Absolutely, me too. All right, so the next piece we have is actually a men's product, but Dakota chose for a women's product just because that's kind of what she would add for her outfit. So let's see what you think about it. Kind of give me your honest opinions.
Okay, well, to be quite honest, Aloe didn't have a whole bunch of smalls for me to choose from, so it's either I would have matched Daniel or found something else. And I'm not a crop top kind of person, so he did think that this was a women's tee, but it is. I found it in the men's section. I don't know if there were others like it, but this is the one small. So I will say right off the bat, this is not super traditional for me, even though it is, kind of a heavier weight tee. It doesn't really I don't feel like it's gonna sit like a heavyweight tee, and I also really hate the neckline, like more than anything. But I wanted to venture out, and I also was slim pickings. So I am a huge fan of these raw hemmed, or I guess not even hemmed, raw edge cut finishes that they have on the sleeves and down here, and it's kind of like a subtle scoop as well. So I really was drawn to that, and then I saw the neckline, and I was like, but I'm still gonna get it and review it. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna fit. Men's smalls from all brands are just totally different.
Yeah.
So I try to go off of like how boxy it is, how long it is. There's a few brands that their smalls look like dresses, and I just can't do it. So this one didn't look that bad. Of course, cotton is gonna shrink anyway, so if I were to keep this product, it would fit a little bit different too. But I'll let Daniel get into a few more specifics. There's not a whole lot that makes up this garment anyways.
So I would say this is right around like a 240 GSM single knit jersey cotton. If you're asking what that feels like, this is a very rough hand feel. You can have a single knit cotton still be soft if you kind of go for this combed cotton effect, but this is not. This is very rough hand feel, and I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring this it feels like an 80 or 70s disco vibe, kind of when you're like rollerblading on Venice Beach. You're kind of wearing this type of outfit.
It's almost like a canvas kind of feel.
Yeah, it
like
kind of
that.
feels like canvas,
Like
to
a
be
canvas
honest.
bag.
Yeah, and this wide neckline with the super thin neck binding, it looks really tacky with the raw hems. I love the raw hem, but I would have just opted for a thicker ribbed collar, or maybe a traditional thick ribbed collar, and then distress that. I think that would have crushed it on this tee. And then this
Changing the
just
patch.
woven label is just so traditional for them, but I think it looks so tacky on this t-shirt. So whoever's designing this, I don't know, they didn't do a good job. This is a normal construction tee, which is not a bad thing. It's normal. And I would say this t-shirt is probably right around $6. The material, probably $3. Labor, $2. Materials on the high side will go $1. And it's made in China, right? There's nothing crazy to it. For $68
$68.
for a $6 tee. What do you think?
This is like a high-end Hanes tee, to be quite honest. And then you just cut it.
I honestly think like Hanes is very comparable to this.
Yeah.
This is
slightly thicker than a 3-pack of Hanes tee that you can go get at Walmart. Just to describe it.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off if I bought this tee for $40.
Yeah.
For real. And this is $68.
I wouldn't pay anything more than 20 for
Yeah.
this.
Hey,
And I just wouldn't buy it, period.
Definitely not. I'm interested to see how she pairs it though.
Yeah. Thank you. Next.
All right, so last but not least, we have, in my opinion, the star of the show, and why I feel like Aloe Yoga is way more elevated than Lululemon. These are called the High Rise Snow Rider Puffer Pant. This is insane. This piece is so cool, but for $188, we're gonna try to break it down and see if we think it's worth it. So Dakota, this is your pant. You do the honors.
Okay. So, this is a puffer pant, which is really why I was drawn to it. I was gonna go for their lounge sets are really popping off right now. So I was like, oh, we can go review that. But I saw this on the rack. I really didn't want to look at the price tag, but it wasn't that bad comparing to what I was going to get anyways. So I honestly was super concerned about the fit of these, which I guess we'll see in a little bit too, but there isn't a whole lot of stretch to it, but the give in the waist is what made me feel hopeful about it. And it is a high rise too, so it's going to sit a little bit more up. Of course, they are like the kind of like MC Hammer style, like poof pant with this puffer design. I love the rugged zippers on it. Still not a fan of this patch. I wish they would just stop doing it. And these drawstrings, the cord drawstrings, nothing super fancy, but it just allows you to kind of manipulate the product how you want to, which I'm a huge fan of, like loose fitting jeans and sweats, but I also sometimes don't want to be stepping on it either. So I like that you can kind of verse with this product. So yeah.
I think there's a marketing tactic behind this ugly woven label. I think they wanted to make it so ugly that it was a strategy that people would look at it. Like, you know, when you think of every brand, you think of like when you see something, it automatically associates with that brand. Like, I've never seen a garment, I have, but most garments that I see from Lululemon don't say Lululemon. They just have the Omega symbol, and that's it. And
I don't think they have a symbol. It's just Aloe, right?
Aloe doesn't even have a symbol, yeah. So I think like they try to make it so ugly with this that this is maybe their signature, which
It
is
just also
which is
brings
fine,
out, like, I don't know, I'm a huge person. We both are, of details. And, like, the fact that they put it in a square and it makes it look like it's off-centered because
It
the
is
L is
very-
so
that's what I'm
long.
saying.
I just hate it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's strategic because there's so much space on top versus the bottom, which is crazy to me.
I'm spending so much time on a
So
tag,
anyways,
but, like, I just
yeah. So
can't.
anyways, the reason why they call it a puffer pant is because normally this type of paneling is on a puffer jacket. Second off, this is a woven nylon that this exact material would normally be on a puffer jacket. So I
was a huge fan of that.
this is a sick pair of pants. I think it'll sit on you pretty well because it looks like almost like a 26 inch inseam, but you can kind of cinch it in on the bottom, so it's gonna really build that puffer look. It's gonna make you look like almost like you're snowboarding.
Yeah.
Thus the word.
Which I like that it
snowrider.
wasn't as thick. They call it the Snow Rider pant, but it's not as thick as, like, we've all worn the snowboarding pants before. And I freaking hate those. So I would take these to the slopes 100%. Like, if I was going to Colorado or whatever, these are worth it, in my opinion. I think being 5'1", we're gonna see how long it is on me because that's always a challenge also with products, but shopping in the women's section is usually a little bit better. I don't usually go for like men's bottoms typically, so this is a high-waisted too, so that'll probably help.
Yeah, super sick. This is around like 120 GSM woven nylon elastane, right? Very thin, very lightweight. This is why they're kind of like doing that, right? Because it's poofier, it's not stretchy, thus allowing you for this layered look. And it's really lightweight. So if you wear this as a layer piece and it's heavyweight, then it would just be too much and it would bog you down. But I really love this approach. The trims are very lightweight, very stretchy, and very soft, just like the other joggers. I would say this material is right around like $8 to $10. $10 on the high side, just because there is a lot of fabric. It's a double layer. There's a lot of trims. You have your drawcord bottoms. You have lots of zippers. You have the ribbing. So I would probably say right around $2. And for labor, this is a lot. Like it's double layered. There's a lot of panels on this pair of pants. So I'd say right around like $10, bringing an estimated grand total to around like $22. So $188, $22 to make. Do you think it's worth it?
I do.
You
I would
think?
buy this.
Okay, cool.
I would payment plan it and I would buy it, but I am curious to see how it's gonna look with this plain white tee.
Perfect. So those are the 4 pieces, 2 outfits that we have. Let's go try them on and see what we think. All right, so I have on the double take tee as well as the co-op pant. And I like the material. I'm not a fan of the way it fits on me. And this is why retail brands for me are so hard to pick, because they're built for a universal audience, right? Alo Yoga is not really geared towards people who lift weights. It's more for the athleisure audience, or maybe just like the corporate type of feel. I honestly look like I'm about to go pick up my son to go play chess or take him to go play chess. It's so dad-like. Again, I love the material. I would have done so many things different than this tee, but you guys tell me how it looks. Check it out. So obviously you see the sleeves are very long, and this is a large, by the way, which I'm normally large. The sleeves are a little bit too long for me, and the body is a bit too short compared to how boxy it is. So the midsection is a bit wide, and what this creates is, because the sleeves are long, it's short and boxy, it makes you look stumpy, shorter, and fatter, rounder. So ultimately, just like super uncomplimenting. And I think like if you're wearing a black or just like a normal t-shirt that is supposed to be minimalistic, it's gotta look good. It has to look good. And the cargo or the pants, they look phenomenal. I love the way it stacks. The cuff is a relaxed cuff, so unlike, my brand, it's more tapered. That's more of an athletic look. This is very much like a relaxed feel, which, it's great. I think it's super dope, especially because it complements with the Vomeros that I have. It gives me a dad vibe. And what do you guys think? I'd rate this outfit probably like it would have been an 8 out of 10 if the shirt was good, but because the shirt is a little bit on the, stumpier side, I would say 6 out of 10. Overall, what do you think?
We're obviously back with another oversized fit because that's my style. Immediately, no. I hate this so much. And I'll tell you why. It's not just the construction that is disgusting to me, because like this single, I just don't like that. But I'm not a fan of when it shows like my sports bra and stuff. So that's why I usually go for like a more closed, it doesn't even have to be like a mock neck or anything like that, but just a more closed like neck hole. So this is immediate no, but I do love the way that it's a boxied fit. It would probably shrink just a little bit if I were to keep it, wash it, dry it. It is 100% cotton. I'm a huge fan of the raw hem here, and I really don't mind it on the sleeve. I think it looks good, but it would probably shrink just a little bit. It has a slight drop shoulder, so I'm a fan of the way that it's constructed that way, but just this whole thing, no, immediate no. The pants, however, yes, I love them. I might have to buy these for a snow trip in Colorado, 1,000%. I'm gonna be snowboarding in these, wear maybe a little something underneath, but I could tell that they would get hot because it is that double paneled, or double layered underneath. They aren't super, super long, but I do have them cuffed up a little bit because I actually like that better than if they were, if I had this loose. So I don't know, I think they fit super well. They are pulled up high because I'm short, but I mean, they're high-waisted, so it is what it is. Overall, I really, really love the way that they fit. They were a lot stretchier than I thought they would be, like in the waist area and getting them on. So I have a lot of room, and I love it. And I'm finna go stomp the yard like the boys said. I would rate this outfit, I'm gonna rate the pants 10 out of 10, and I'm gonna rate this like the tee a 4 out of 10. So overall, the outfit gets like an 8 because the t-shirt just docks it too. But it's not bad. And the patch, Aloe, they need to go.
All right, so there you have it. The full review, the breakdown, and what we think of the products that we bought from Aloe Yoga. Overall, what's your like rating 1 to 10?
Of your outfit and my outfit?
Yeah, you look very
together?
troubled in this shirt. You're just
I
like,
hate this shirt so much. It's like rolling forward and like, then it's rolling. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. And like, I can feel my chain. It's just weird. Both of ours, yours just looks so bland.
it looks so like,
It's like
dad.
I like the tee though.
Yeah.
But you don't like the way it totally fits?
No, the way it fits is just pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like personally, it's very, that's why I can't ever buy like retail brands, because I look for the perfect drape, the high neck collar, the affordable price point. All of these things are attributing to just creating your own brand. And when you have your own brand, you can obviously control how much a garment costs based on what you want to add to it, and then you can control what you want to sell it for. So every brand has their own worth. Alo Yoga just happens to charge $80 for this t-shirt, where I would have just sold this t-shirt for $45. But hey, I'm not Alo Yoga.
Yeah.
I don't have crazy overhead costs. And one of the biggest comments on our TikTok are like, we don't factor in the marketing costs, we don't factor in the overhead costs and everything. And they're right, we do not. And that's a clear kind of like difference between like us in terms of like e-commerce brands, like a mid to small tier brand versus like Alo Yoga that's doing a few $100 million a year. Very different. But yeah, I mean, overall, this outfit is a no-go for me, even after putting it on, even after liking the fabric. It's so important. This is why when we're building a brand, we tell you guys that it's not just about the fabric. It's also about how well it fits on you, which is honestly, in order to build the perfect garment, you have to have the complementary detail, branding pieces, the fabric, as well as the fit. All three boxes have to be checked in order for me to say that it is a perfect garment.
Yeah, and I think like brands too are also trying to fill in subtle gaps here and there. So you have to think like they're trying to fit the masses, which is hard, especially if it's based around maybe one person on their design team that they usually use as like a fitment like guide, which is how a lot of brands do operate. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I love these pants. So I would say that they're probably worth it, especially if like you do live in the snow or like you go there often or whatever. Like these I would be curious to see how they stand against time, washing and being able to be actually active in them. If they're gonna be called a snow rider pant, can I go ride in the snow? I don't know. So that would be one thing that would kind of sway my vote on that, but I definitely think that these pants fit a lot more, they fit a lot better than I thought they would. But the tee, absolutely not. I hate this more than anything. It is a little bit long, but I am still a fan of like the raw edge. Yours, a little too bland. I don't like the way the pants fall on you. I think he already said that in his little breakdown. The tee I still kind of like, but this collar still no. Maybe drop the shoulder a little bit. His I would rate like 6.2.
Yeah, mine's a 6.
Yeah, and mine would be like 7.5.
6. Solid 6 for me, for you. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you all enjoyed this video. We're gonna keep these coming, and you're not going to want to miss this new series that we have coming out for Student Pro Dev. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.